made on either side. You know, Ronald Reagan once said to his people when they were talking to Congress about trying to push through the Reagan tax cuts, and he said, I don't think Congress will go for it. He said, if they can't see the light, make them feel the heat. And so we're feeling some of the heat today, but this is where it begins. Reach out to your local representatives, reach out to your local town boards, get involved, whether it's the planning board, zoning board, because that's where it begins. And it filters its way on up. And I want to thank Senator Don Neese for leading the fight against illegal immigration down in Raleigh. He co-sponsored legislation to mimic Arizona's laws. So thank you, Senator Neese. And Congresswoman Fox, if you watch her on C-SPAN, or if you see her everywhere. I've never seen anybody that worked so hard in my life. But thank you, Congresswoman Fox, for the good job you do for us. In fact, Fox 2012 might be a pretty good answer to this for president, because I know Virginia was straightening them out in Washington and everywhere else, especially on the East River with the UN. But I want to tell you what we're up against. When I was in college, a professor talked about a man who made $1 billion in 2 weeks. He leveraged one country's currency against another. Almost broke the British pound. That man's name was George Soros. The man, the money behind MoveOn.org. He is spending millions and millions and millions of dollars to take our freedom away from us. Not only the First Amendment by using different gag rules that they want to put on talk radio, but also he's the number one opponent of the Second Amendment. So that's one person we've got to watch, and watch out for these groups that are taking our freedoms away. And it's happening in Raleigh. Just last week, we had 3 illegal immigrants on the Capitol grounds daring us to arrest them for illegal immigration, protesting that Senator Hagan would support amnesty. And the state and the city and the county of Wake could do nothing. Because when it comes to the federal government, we talk to ICE, we can't do anything. It's not enough, it's not worth our time. Well, it's worth my rights and it's worth my time and my money for the federal government to do its job. We've come a long way in this country. And there's a lot that we're asking from you to get up and work with us, work with the conservatives in your elected bodies to push these reforms through. But this is not what our forefathers intended. This is not what the rights and the different individual freedoms that we were taught of what we should and should not have. You know, down in Raleigh, I've been ranked as the most conservative senator. And I told them it's real easy to go down and vote as a conservative, because you need 3 documents to help you: the Holy Bible, the U.S. Constitution, and the state Constitution. You follow those 3, you know how to do it. And the Bible tells us how to be self-sufficient, not to be dependent upon a government, because there's nothing that the government can give us that we can't do for ourselves. Now is the time for us to act. Now is for us is the time. They've pushed this upon us. We've gone out and worked hard for our lives, worked for our retirement, worked for something better for our children. You know, years ago, I had a local house member ask me if I wanted to work in Raleigh as an intern. I was going to school or going to college to be a teacher, to be a coach. And it was Virginia Fox's first term in Virginia, and Don, they were down there fighting hard. And I saw, if I don't do something, if I don't get involved, there won't be a state, there won't be a country for me when I get older. And now I look in the eyes of my 5-month-old, and I know I've got to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard for her. And someone made a joke the other day, said her middle name is Hope, Scarlet Hope. And they joked with me, a Republican said, well, did you name that after Obama? I said, no, sir. If she was born in 2008, her middle name would have been Gloom and Doom. But being born in 2010, come November 2nd, we've got hope, because we're going to get out and vote and get our neighbors to vote, because we have got to take this country back. Less government, less regulations, more freedom, lower taxes. That's what we stand for, and that's what we want, because we don't want anything from the government. We want less. I appreciate everybody being here today. Today it begins. Start out local boards, local commissions, members of the General Assembly of Congress. If they can't see the light, make them feel the heat. Thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. And God bless the United States.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're going to break it up with a song right now.